It is Sunday, but no football, Harvey.
We're football, man.
We are
We
football,
we
right?
are football, baby.
We are
That's what
football.
we do. Nah, man. Look, listen. This is what I tell you. You can't say no football, Jerry. You know why? XFL, baby. I'm watching the XFL. There's actually still some pretty good players on the XFL as I'm watching it this past couple of days. But we'll see, man. I'm sure someone will make the NFL roster here in a couple of months. More than sure. But yeah, man. Just watching these games, it kind of relieves the gap between the NFL and nothing going on other than mock drafts and the draft coming up, the combine coming up. So it's good to see actual football though. So
How about our 7th round mock draft? How was that, Harvey? I mean, that was kind of fun, man. I
I'm not
mean,
gonna I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of pressing, was it not? Like we're trying to hit a timeline. We didn't want to spend too much time on it, but it was pretty good, man. I liked it. I think we got a lot of views on it. Just a little something, so y'all can see. But the mock draft has definitely changed a lot. That's for sure.
and that's the crazy thing, right? Is this transition from college to the pros, and then from your teams, you got to wait, right? And during this entire process, we haven't even got, like I said, to the combine, and some of these names are going to start skyrocketing, and some of them are going to fall. People that we think are going to be at the top, they might land to the Dallas Cowboys. And look, the Cowboys have been able to make some gold with their 1st round draft pick. So look at this. We already got some people, right? Because obviously for whatever reason, we have C.J. Stroud on the thumbnail, right? So it's kind of a
Yeah.
we got to talk about
We
that. And
want we wanted it. We're here to clear the air a little bit, man.
look, Action Jackson says, "Come on, guys, y'all can't be serious. Y'all giving up on Dak too."
Nah, man, we're not. We're
Nah,
not.
Dak Prescott is our quarterback, man, and
Yep.
full we trust, man. Dak is being put on notice. Wow.
Ooh.
Of course, that's us responding back, and then it's swag with the popcorn.
I
Is
don't
that
think
swag?
that's swag.
Junior D.
No, that's not swag. It
Well,
ain't. I promise you, it ain't swag.
it is what it is, man. But let's get right into it. We did have a little technical difficulty on our TikTok live, but I will say this: we are back and we are live on TikTok. So let's get right into it, man. Why do we have C.J. Stroud on the thumbnail? That's the main question, man.
So this is my thing because it's been going around, and I kind of want to, why they try. We're trying to figure all this out. Why? I mean, isn't the Cowboys intrigued in every player?
Why wouldn't they be?
Exactly. So to me, man, I just think it's one of those things they're trying to stir up the pot. I maybe I don't know. So this is my thing when it came out. My thought process was, for whatever reason, let's say something happens. I don't think it will. And they look at other players that are better than C.J. Stroud in their theory, right? What if they think the Stanford quarterback's better than him?
Ooh, Tanner McKee.
Yeah. What if a lot of teams prefer him rather than C.J. Stroud?
So you're saying they're playing some chess to try to put the pressure so certain players will fall at 26 as to pose all this drama of moving up and uh putting, selling the whole, what is it, the farm and the kitchen sink, or what is that old saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's just some chess moves being made right now. Um, so I don't know. What if C.J. Stroud drops to 13 or 14?
I mean, that he becomes reachable for somebody at 26. Somebody
So
on somebody on TikTok said, "What big name free agent the Cowboys are interested in?" And I'm gonna just say Tony Pollard, man. We got to get him back, man. He's a free agent. Terrence Steele, we need to lock him up. Let's worry about ours first, and then we can kind of see the
yeah,
landscape, right?
no, but back to C.J. Stroud, man. I just think it's a chess game. I think that's all it is. I don't think there's no value to what's being said because at the end of the day, I said the word intrigued in quotations. I think it was Mike Fisher that said it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. The Cowboys are intrigued in every player.
Well,
Let's
I
just be honest.
I do have the article here, so I can go ahead and read the
Go
article.
go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, Mike Fisher He works for Sports Illustrated, but he works at the Star. Now, I will tell you this: Mike Fisher did point out last year he's doing. He's been tipping everybody off literally right before the draft. Last year, he tipped off everybody saying the Cowboys were going to draft Tyler Smith with a 26th pick. He did this. He did this the week before the draft. So some people don't like Mike Fisher. Some people think that Mike Fisher is a little bit, he's been doing this for quite some time, and it is what it is. But this is his article out of Frisco. The Dallas Cowboys have a contractual plan with one quarterback, Dak Prescott, and a development plan with some prospect at some point in April's NFL draft, right? Because the draft is coming up in April, man. We're almost at March. Um, but in Dallas, search for either a backup to Prescott or an heir to him, a revelation. The Cowboys find themselves intrigued by Ohio State's quarterback, C.J Stroud, an NFL source tells CowboysSI.com. I don't know how the source said, but Dallas is absolutely intrigued by Stroud, man. Wow, that's already a mouthful right there, Harv.
I don't. You know when they say there's smoke, there's fire. I don't think there's none of that, man. I keep going back to they're intrigued to a lot of players, but I would be you have to give up the farm to go get him, man.
Well,
Unless he falls, I don't think that'll happen.
we did hear Jerry Jones talking about he's been very anxious about emptying the bucket, right? Going all in like the Rams and the Eagles. Could this be the year? And he always wants to make a splash, right? He always wants to make a splash.
So you know what's crazy about that? Like I think somebody on TikTok said it. What big name free agent is interested? And obviously he asked the question for a reason. He said, "I keep hearing Deron Payne. We keep hearing Deron Payne." Now, can you imagine? I don't know what's going to happen with the Rams, right? And their situation, their cap, it's pretty bad. What happens if Jalen Ramsey gets cut and the Cowboys sign Deron Payne and Jalen Ramsey?
I mean, honestly, they're already solving two problems right there. I mean, those are the two biggest needs on defense right now: a corner opposite of Trevon Diggs, and they need obviously to re-sign their defensive tackles, Carlos Watkins, all these names in hand. I mean, well, Hannah is the only, I think, defensive tackle that, and Gallimore, right?
Gilmore, yeah. So my
Are the
thing
only
is,
two
Jerry,
tackles.
those two players, right? If Dallas goes after him, they get him. What does that say to the rest of the NFL?
Watch out. Watch out, man, because now you're talking about a defense that was scary last season, and you're talking about a defense that has improved by a big margin. And now, if they can mesh with the culture that Dan Quinn has built, Harv, that's like 2001 Ravens defense. Wouldn't you say that?
It is, man. And they still have to draft. So I'm just saying, if Jerry wants to make a big splash, man, it's there for the taking. I think. I
What
really
is
do think that.
what are okay? Let's break it down. C.J. Stroud, he does seem to be an interesting prospect, right? Ohio State's a big time school. Big Ten is a big time conference in college. I mean, he literally is on prime time every single day. What are some things you like about Stroud?
I mean, obviously his arm. I like his arm strength. It's pretty good. I like him improvising out of the pocket. And I think we talked about this earlier. I hate him being on his toe. What is it about him being on his toes?
I don't know, man, but he takes away, man, because the footwork is everything for a quarterback, man.
I don't know. I just think, and I told you this. I mean, he's a good player. I just don't see it, man. Like, do you think he's a Justin Fields?
No,
He's not, right? So that's my point. Is he like what is he?
I think he's a Dak Prescott, but not a Dak Prescott that's coming out of college. I think he's a passing Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
So therefore, he won't have to take that long path that Dak
Yep.
had to take, right? Because Dak had to make the transition from a run RPO style, right, run pass option quarterback to becoming an actual quarterback in the NFL. So if you look at the big picture, what Dak is right now is he understands quarterback, but it took him, uh, what is it, like almost 5 years to
Yep.
learn the position, and we've seen what Dak could do. He's been a part of the number one scoring offense in the NFL. So when you got somebody like C.J. Stroud that's already at his level coming into the NFL, it just be about cleaning up some minor things. I think that if they did do this splashy move, I think that they would actually be able to groom him in. And like you said, I think this year 49 mil is what Dak is costing. Is there something that's going on, Harv, that we don't know? Is Dak not willing to take a pay cut to extension?
I don't think he's gonna take a pay cut, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I seriously doubt he will take a pay cut. Restructure his contract, yes, but not take a pay cut.
Well, that's what I'm just trying to say. Maybe he's not willing to do any of these, and he wants to go out with the money. Well, then maybe this kind of move would make sense, because I mean, it'd be good to get back into a rookie contract. You this year you bite the bullet, 49 mil, and then next year, what was it? They would I think the cap hit, or the dead cap would be 18 mil against their cap, right?
Yep. Yep.
As to polls right now, it's like what?
And I think they saved like 34 million. So yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
saying
you're right. It makes sense.
Martinez Jr. 1423 says on TikTok, he says, not when he held out to get his 40 mil a year. So yeah, dude. I mean, that was an
Yeah.
ugly situation.
He's not gonna take a pay cut, man.
Are we getting Aaron Rodgers? Somebody asked. Martin Garcia. Wait, has he been on with us? Has he been on with us before?
I don't think so.
Well, you know what? Let's give him a round of applause. I just want. Let's get the
Welcome,
energy
Martin.
going. So for those that don't know, even on those on TikTok, you transition. The link is in the bio. Definitely, if you are joining us, make sure you subscribe. We have a cap giveaway. Obviously, I'm wearing my True Brand gear. Harvey, you're wearing your True Brand gear, right?
Yep.
I know I was able to get this one. Finally, I got the color that I wanted, right? Martin Garcia says the only splash Jerry will be doing in the Pulga draft and free agency.
That's funny.
It feels like that's what he's been doing for the last couple of years, right? Just
Yeah.
bare minimal free agency. CJ reminds me of Jared Goff.
Oh, here we go,
Wow.
Alex. It always has to be Alex, right?
Wow. How so? I want to know how so, because C.J. Stroud has been able to put up some monster numbers, man. I didn't
but
see Jared Goff.
that doesn't matter though.
I didn't see Jared Goff doing that in college.
When it comes to pressure time, man, he kind of folds a little bit. So I think out of all these guys, I think Bryce Young is gone. He's not even going to go past his first two picks. Even the first one, I don't think. I don't know, because I don't know what's going on with the Bears, man. I really don't. How are you keeping everything? How do you not tell your number one quarterback, we're not taking a quarterback, man? I mean, I know it's the draft, but you can secretly at least say something, unless he's putting up a front. But this is my thing, right? Do you think Bryce Young is ready?
It's a good question.
How tall is he?
He's 5'9", maybe 5'10".
I don't know about that.
You think he's shorter?
Yeah, I don't think that translates, man. There's only a couple of people that have been able to do it in the Army or in the NFL, and that's
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. I mean, and he wasn't doing too good last year either.
Was he? What is Kyler Murray, like 5'6", 5'7"?
No, I think he's 5'5" or 5'6". Anyways, but I'm saying Drew Brees, which was closer at the upper range of 6 foot, right? And then we're talking about man, I always forget Doug Flutie. But other than that,
No championships.
no,
No,
man,
Russell Wilson,
Ru-
5'10", right?
yeah, but I'm just saying it's not common, man.
It isn't common.
So to me, is C.J. Stroud the more prepared at 6'3"? I think he had over 8,000 yards passing or something like that. And not only that, but it's something I learned the other day, right? You know how much pressure there is in Ohio State to be a quarterback?
It's a lot.
I didn't realize how crazy it got, right? But let me tell you something. He doesn't have his social media on or at all while the football season's on. Did you know
Wow,
that?
that's great. No, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's great.
So they found out his Cash App or Venmo. Once they found that out, they sent him money to send him a text on that Venmo. Isn't
Wow.
that crazy? So they
That's
actually sent him money to say something in the message so he can get the message talking about he needs to play better as a quarterback for Ohio State.
wow, that's crazy. Man, people, well, there's a will, there's a way, man. And
There's a will, there's a way.
that person found a way.
So is he
Real,
ready?
real quick, Steve Oswald, he says, I'm I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I love the Cowboys, man. Hey, round of applause. I know it. It should be tough to be a Cowboy fan there. Hey, you should come join us over here on YouTube, man. Like I said, we're doing a cap giveaway. Anybody subscribes, you are automatically interested. Make sure you're public so we can see your name, and you will be a part of the drawing. The actual we'll put your name in that little graph. I think we're gonna do it. We'll do it online too. Somebody says it's hot hands 5218. It's the front office fault. They paid him late. And I guess they're talking about Dak Prescott
They
here.
did. It's their fault, man.
So 40 mil was the market called for golf. Somebody Martinez Jr. 1423. Golf did have a great year last year. He did have a great year last year.
He did.
Corey Estrella says, I think Jerry and the front office going to go all in this year. I think something going on behind the scenes.
Everybody's been saying that.
Well, that's kind of what we just were talking about. Remember about emptying the bucket? Taz Sims 12. What do you guys think we'll do at wide receiver? Man, Harv, did you see Jackson Smith and Jigba's tattoo on his right arm, on his bicep?
I don't even want to know, man.
It's a Cowboy star, bro. Like right on his right bicep, man. It's crazy, and he loves it. He wants to be a Cowboy. I love it. I love it when I see players that want to be Cowboys. It makes me feel good that my team, Dallas Cowboys. It's America's team, baby.
You know how I feel about him.
I know how you feel about him.
Not at number one.
What do you? Okay, is the C.J. Stroud talk real or is this hypothetical? Ohio State quarterbacks don't have much success in the NFL, which is something I was about to ask. On that. Look, I don't know, Taz, if you just came in, but Mike Fisher actually, we're reading the report of what he says, and this is what he actually wrote. He says, but in Dallas, search for either a backup to Prescott or a heir to him, a revelation. The Cowboys find themselves intrigued by Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud, and NFL source tells CowboysSI.com. He goes, I don't know the how, the source said, but Dallas is absolutely intrigued by Stroud. So no, it's not clickbait. This is really something here. And before we get to that question I asked you, CJ is not a leader at the quarterback position. What do you think, Harv? It's kind of hard. Ohio State has a bunch of playmakers, so they look like they just go out there and they put out a good product, man.
And that's what scares me about him as a player, man. If he's surrounded by all those things, great receivers, good offensive line. So, I mean, to me, I don't know, man. I just think it's hard for me to say because you already know how I feel about this quarterback class. I think Anthony Richardson is the future. That's just my opinion on it.
I know,
and it's hard to go away from that. But like I tell everybody, it all depends on the situation. And I think you brought it up too, Jerry. You said Mahomes thanks Alex Smith for him, waiting that year and helping him out. Why would he say that?
Because he knows it was beneficial for him.
Yeah, exactly. And whoever takes these quarterbacks and they start them, they might put them in bad situations. So it all depends on the situation you're at, the offensive football you're playing. But I think Anthony Richard has the most upside when you talk about potential. I don't think he's ready. He might not be as ready as these guys, but I think 1 or 2 years down the road, this guy could be pretty special. But at this point, it depends on what Jerry Jones does in the free agency. If he does everything he needs to do to fill the holes, right? And we see that he filled every hole, that could be dangerous. That could mean something. Because if you don't have to rely on the draft for needs, what does that mean? Are you going all in on one person? That could you got to watch out for that. That could mean he's going for somebody.
Yeah, true. If they like somebody, they have the ammo,
They do.
or not even the ammo, but the animal, right? To
Yeah.
go up there like Clay Cup said, orale. Going all in this year seems kind of late. Don't think that would work. Maybe 2 years ago, yes.
Well, I really don't look at it like that just because I think they can activate 2 more years, right? Or no, spread that money out. I don't know. We'll see, but Dak has 2 more years. We're with Dak for 2 more years. That's a consensus. Now, the other thing could be, what if the Cowboys just they go all in for the next 4 years? 2 years for Dak and 2 years for the new quarterback. That could be a plan too.
Damn, sounds exciting.
But we'll see, man. Only time will tell.
Look at that. People, there's some people that actually believe in this. Look at that last TikTok comment. It says, if we trade Dak and our picks and get a second or first pick in first round, it's gonna shock the whole NFL. There, look, I'm just saying this. Whenever we see a like Mike Fisher, he works there at the Star, man. He works there at the Star. I mean, this guy gets to hear the things that we don't get to hear. For him to put this out, there has to be something that's brewing behind the scenes, man.
But what team would take that?
I have no idea, but there's so there. I mean, what team has the biggest cap? It's the Bears, but they have a quarterback already. They have Justin Fields.
But what if they do take Dak?
Well, they're getting a day one quarterback that's ready, man.
What if they trade Justin Fields to us?
Well, I mean, it'd probably be like a dream case scenario for the Cowboys because they have a rookie contract.
So hear me out. They send Dak to the Bears. We get Justin Fields for first, second, whatever they give him, and they still draft a quarterback.
Hmm.
And now Dak only has 2 years left on his contract. What did you just do as a Bears organization?
Well, you have a quarterback that you drafted and you bring in Dak. Well, Dak is your starter, can show the rookie exactly how to play, kind of like the Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes type deal. So, I mean, there's so many scenarios, man, and it's getting closer and closer. I mean, time fly, guys. I don't know about you, but time flies. It's almost we're almost at literally we're almost at the end of February, and it feels like it was just 2023 yesterday, right? It's
It
crazy.
does.
Um, Going all in usually means 1 year. Yes, you're absolutely right. Black
Black
Mamba,
Mamba.
where you been, Black Mamba? He goes, nice. I will take that. I'll take Justin Fields, right? But let's see what are people what are this is a scouting report on C.J Stroud, right? Where does he win? This is, I guess, a question they ask. It says, now I'm getting this from PFF, says our charting data would say Stroud is the most accurate quarterback in this class.
Hmm.
Although having a lot of open wide receivers can skew a little, right? I like the word they chose there. Almost never misses layups and errors on the safe side with misses. What's his role? They're saying a pocket passer. Stroud excels over the middle of the field at the intermediate range. If you want to win from the pocket in the NFL, that is precisely where you need to be able to attack. Wow. Okay. What can he improve? Poise under pressure. He'll get trial by fire on his regard next season, as few teams drafting early have a great offensive line. After playing one of the best offensive lines in college football, it will be a far cry from what he's been used to. His hometown is Rancho Cucamonga from California. Is he from Friday?
Oh
Didn't
man.
that come on? Was it next Friday? I think. Says first round. He's a first rounder. The bottom line, he's a first round. He's a first round draft pick. Says here, as a passer, Stroud is nothing like the other two first round quarterbacks who came out of Ohio State before him, and that bodes well for the NFL prospects. So that kind of answers some of the questions that we heard about Ohio State quarterbacks not working in the NFL. Clay Cup says Dak goes to Bears. No, no more mattress commercial. Man, some people are just done with Dak, aren't they? That is not true. Young is the accurate quarterback in the drafts.
Hmm.
Bryce Young?
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Bryce Young is an off scripter. So when the play breaks down, he's gonna use his feet. He's gonna do a little Kyler Murray, maybe a little bit of Russell Wilson, try to get out of the pocket, look down the field and take his shots. And we've seen him play at the championship level. So that's something that you always want in a quarterback. Alex Lopez says, told you golf folds under pressure, laugh out loud.
I'm telling it's true.
It's true, but Alex always wants to have the last laugh, man. I'll tell you this, man. Alex is sneaky good, man, when it comes to his little comments, man. They're always on point.
They are.
Fat Lou, Dak, please just leave Dallas. Wow.
Whoa.
People are just really just they just are done with Dak, man. Let's get caught up with TikTok real quick. Jets, Tampa Bay, Colts, Texans all need quarterbacks. Alistair Martinez 1423. You also said you can include Raiders and Saints too. And then Joseph Hayden 331 says we are stuck with Dak.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. That contract makes it very hard. Hey, let's get them likes up there on TikTok. Come on, guys. Just a couple taps doesn't hurt. Corey Strela says I would love Justin Fields as our quarterback in Dallas. Wow.
I would too.
Chargers 2024 Super Bowl champs. Wow. Kellen Moore is going to be able to have a balanced game and get them to the Super Bowl. That's crazy. But I will tell you this, Harp. Wherever there's smoke, what does that mean?
There's fire, especially at the start, man.
So, I mean, I just want to hear your honest opinion. If the Cowboys pull off they mortgage their draft capital, which we don't see, right? Because we know Cowboys are stingy with this stuff. They love them draft picks. They like to, they like to develop their players. They like to bring them along. They love to sell those jerseys.
This is
Would you
my
be
thing.
upset? I mean, would you be upset with this kind of move?
Yes, I would. 100%.
Wow.
Because I don't know who told you and you told me, but they say somebody told you that C.J. Stroud reminds you of a Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I'm watching film right now as we're doing this live, and I can't unsee it now, man. I can't. He's just a little bit better passer. He's probably Dak right now. Maybe a little bit mobile, but he almost has the same throwing motion. It's crazy. I can't unsee it, man. So
yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but I'm telling you, I mean, it's a Dak that's he's not a running quarterback, so he'll come in. Maybe he can learn how to get his footwork right. Stop being on his tiptoes.
No.
Y'all really just need a quarterback, man. To be honest, that's from J2 Greedy. It's zero says Dak still has a lot of potential. He's not a bad quarter, and this is all in caps. He's not a bad quarterback. Stop making it seem like he is. He goes, but when Dak plays good, everyone's quiet.
No, and that's true, but
It
I
is
think
it's a great.
but the thing is, and we go back to saying this, is that and how many teams has Dak beat over his career, top 5 defenses?
Well, I don't have the actual number, but
I'm just saying it's not very many. I'll tell you right now.
I was gonna say I know he struggled.
Yeah.
But
So I know he beat the Eagles this past year, but he
number 2
struggles
ranked defense.
against top 5 defenses. Why? Because windows start getting closed at certain times. Things happen with those defenses that you just can't process fast enough. So to me, man, I think at the end of the day, in my opinion, this is my opinion, that I didn't hear from nobody. I think overall in the organization, everybody was telling Dak how to play quarterback. From Mike McCarthy to Kellen Moore to the quarterback's coach. And I honestly think you're going to get a better version of Dak in this West Coast offense because it's a lot easier to process. And I think if he can't do it in this system, because I know he can't do it in the last one, that he just can't. In this one, I think it's going to be more simplified and you need to be more balanced. And if you can do that, I think Dak can do it, man. Honestly.
Great point, Harp. And we're gonna get back to that in just a bit because I kind of want to elaborate on that. Corey Serla on TikTok says Jerry Jones' time is ticking, doesn't have that much time left. Maybe two or 3 years left. Damn, are you telling me he's gonna croak, man?
Hey,
Don't do that to
Jerry, you know what's crazy is my wife watches, she watches the Cowboys here and there, but she saw Jerry Jones one time and she's like, oh my God, how old is that guy? I'm like, I don't know, like 80?
He is 80
I'm
years
like,
old.
and she's like, oh, he doesn't have much time left. I'm like, why would you say that?
Don't do that to Jerry, man. Please
I'm
don't do that.
like, come on, but hey, it brings up a point, man. What if he wants to win now?
You're right. He goes, don't you think and this is from Lico. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his name, but he put don't you think he's hit his ceiling? Kind of going back to what you were saying about Dak. I think
Yep.
Dak hit his ceiling with Kellen Moore.
Yep.
And you could tell, right, because the number one scoring offense, but it's easy to judge Dak and say, oh, he's trash or oh, he's not good. Hey man, he's really only been in one offense, Harv. You
Yep.
said it. And you know what? He reached the highest potential in that offense. But at this point, there's players that didn't get to play. Like a great example is Jalen Tolbert or even Cavante Turpin, right? And why? Because they couldn't learn the system. The system is overcomplicated.
Yep.
So even with an overcomplicated system, Dak did hit his ceiling. But I will say this: you got to be fair to Dak, you got to see him in a different offense to really be able to just I guess, and I'm not gonna be very blunt here. Shit on Dak, man. If you're gonna shit on Dak, you need to see him in two different systems, man. That it's just what it is. We've never really seen Dak in any other system aside from Kellen Moore. So this is the year for Dak. If Dak has let's say it's not a good year for him statistically, or even like getting past the divisional round and into the NFC Championship, I think now everybody can start to really shit on him. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right. And let me bring up a good point about Brock Purdy. Why do you think he was so successful with the Niners?
Because
Because the West Coast
you relied
offense,
on the running game.
the running game, and the West Coast offense has a primary receiver alternate and then a dump off. Like he's basically getting the ball, reading that guy. Is he open? Next guy, nope, dump off or throw it away. Like it's that easy. It's that
Very
simple. It's quick.
It's not complicated.
No, it's very quick. Just throw the ball out. It's a quick slant, an out. Is it a drag? I mean, it's that simple. You process it. Is it there? Nope. And then you dump it off. And that's the kind of offense he needs to be in. He can't be in an offense that's complicated, man. And he has to think about all these things, and the receivers have to think about all these things. I think it's fixable. And I think on TikTok, I think it was Azario said it right on, man. Don't get me wrong. Dak has issues. I'm not saying he's perfect right now, but this issue are fixable. And that's our point. They are.
They are fixable.
But being from the same system over and over again, man, you're not going to grow. And that was the thing. Nothing against Kellen Moore. It's just he wasn't growing anywhere else. He was staying stagnant. So
Look at that. He even said amazing take. I like that, man. You see that? You see, you're not here just to see about the Dallas Cowboys. We're talking about just football and just general, right? Even though right now the topic is a potential of C.J. Stroud, a big splash move like that for the Cowboys. There's smoke out there, man. Usually that means there's a fire. He's somebody say he's still trash. I tell you, you can't say that until you see him in a different offense, man. Dak had the weapons at wide receiver and running game and still didn't do man, it's hard, bro. You really can't say that. I mean, really in reality, when Tony Pollard went down, he didn't have no running game.
nope.
It stopped in the 49er game.
So I will, and I'll say this. He's right about it was on Dak's shoulders. He's right about that. But I just think the scheme part of it was not a good one. It's not fit for him, in my opinion. I think he needs a lot something easier to process, fast and quick, man. That's it. Get the ball out of his hands. I think that's the system that he needs to be in my opinion.
Scooby the cat says thoughts on Dak Pickscott. Jeez, these guys are ruthless, man.
Why you delete? We don't delete your comments, man. That's
And then Braxton Pierce says, in simpler terms, the Chiefs will destroy the Cowboys. I don't know about that, man. This defense is really nice, man. And they're young and they're coming back. And we got Dan Quinn coming back. Playoffs going through Philly again. Nah, Harvey, how many people that we say that they needed to resign there in Philadelphia?
10. I think they're at 19 free agents.
Wow. I'm sorry, Philly.
They got top 10 players that they need to resign, but 19 in total.
I'm sorry, Philly. It's gonna be kind of hard, man. And then you gotta play Jalen Hurts, man.
What is his name? Gardner Johnson. He's gonna. That's probably 13 million a year. Hargraves. That's probably another 15, 12 million, maybe more. You got Bradbury. That's another. I mean, this is too much, man.
Look at that. Even Team uses. Well, he has two comments. Then Dak should rise to the occasion, but instead he crumbles.
He did. He did.
And you know what? That's why we're not saying Dak is an elite quarterback. I'm sorry, he's a good quarterback, but he needs
Yep.
more. He needs more weapons. And he also said Philly is done. So yeah, he's saying Philly is done.
And they lost their coaches.
And they lost
And they
both.
and they got to pay Jalen Hurts.
I will
So this
say
is
that they a lot of Philly fans didn't wanted to get rid of their defensive coordinator. Luckily, he got a head coaching gig.
was
But
that was,
the
was
one,
it him? Was it him or Fangio?
well, Fangio left too, right? Because he's with the Dolphins.
Those are three people don't know about.
Yeah, and the actual bright spot was the offensive coordinator getting, you know, making this offense to revolve around Justin Fields and look at it it gave a resurgence to Miles Sanders. It gave it to Miles Sanders. It gave it to um what's his name? Scott. What's his well, I want to say Bart
Bart
Scott.
Scott? Yeah,
Yeah,
Bart
I'm just
Scott.
saying, like, it gave a resurgence, but that offense was really tailored to Jalen Hurts. And now, are you guys going to continue to be able to run that kind of offense? So yeah, Philly does have a big hurdle up ahead. Let's get caught up on YouTube.
Jeez, they got a lot of comments.
Dude, we do got a lot of comments.
The next one is first we hear Max Duggan from TCU Whispers right after Fat Lou.
Wow, I missed so many. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yep, that's where we started.
First, we hear Max Duggan from TCU Whispers. Next, Hendon Hooker Whispers. Now, C.J Stroud. I believe this is Pinche Dak's last year.
You guys are crazy.
If we're stuck with Dak, we can't go all in within 2 years. If anything, build for future years. Go all in after that. If you watch the all 22 from the 49er games, wide receivers were open all day long. Not only that, but on that one last pick that where he forced it to CD and
Yeah, it was
bounced
bad.
off his hand, he literally could have just ran right up the middle. I think if he would have just hit the right angle, he probably would have scored a touchdown too. We might be stuck with Dak, but hear me out. Jerry Jones is not dumb. I said this before. Jerry Jones will trade Dak if a better quarterback comes in his or falls on. I guess he means like falls in his lap. Dak put on notice. First off, win or lose, I never liked Dak. He is overrated. He's worked his butt off to get where he's at, man. Extension talk has gone silent. It really has, man.
It has.
I didn't agree with you. Clay Cubs says Dak has a no trade clause. If he leaves, he won't make the extra money going to another team. Again, he won't make commercials if he was like with the Raiders or the Jets. It's actually a probably true statement. Dak trade is a negotiation tactic. Um, a lot of smoke, but drafting a lot of smoke about drafting a quarterback. I hope you're right, Javier, but Dak is not a winner. Ooh.
So let me say something about that, right? And look, I'm probably I criticize Dak the most because when you're the leader of a team, man, you're the Cowboys. That's what happens, right? But let me tell you this: they say he's not a winner, right? But everybody's giving Jalen Hurts praise. Look at Jalen Hurts' career.
One good year.
One good year. Not only that, but he got replaced by Tua, right? In the championship game. He lost at Oklahoma, did he not?
Yes.
He lost to the runner up for the Heisman, right? He lost to the MVP in the NFL, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes. Yes.
I could keep going, man.
No, yes, you're right.
I'm just saying, like, nothing against. I guess what people are saying, but I mean, it could be true for anybody that hasn't won a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people have won the Super Bowl? What, 33?
33 out of the 57 Super Bowls, only 33 quarterbacks have won the
It's
Super
hard.
Bowl.
It's hard, man.
10%, 10% probability from any quarterback that is starting on any NFL team. At Clay, I agree about the no trade clause. Yes, we all understand about the no trade clause. And is Jerry telling Steven the only quarterback that won a Super Bowl with a first round pick, go get me a top notch quarterback. And you know what, Harvey? That's the one thing the Cowboys have not done in how many years? Since 1989 when
'89.
they did back to back first rounders.
Yep.
It was Troy Aikman, and then in the supplemental draft they got was
Steve
it Steve
Walsh.
Walsh?
Yep.
So that was the last time the Cowboys ever drafted a quarterback in the first round. Tony and Dak are chokers. Get another Troy. Jeez Louise. Uh Tony and Dak are great regular season quarterbacks. I mean it's coming down to stats, right, Harv? With these
It's,
guys.
yeah.
I wouldn't say not a winner. Dak falls to show up during fails to
Fails. Yep.
show up during big games.
It's true.
He
It's
goes,
true.
if I'm the Eagles, I don't sign Hurts, which is another story, right? That we've
So
been talking about.
so to be smart, and I kept saying this, man, I wouldn't sign Hurts.
Where did his offensive coordinator go to?
He went to the Arizona Cardinals.
That'd be kind of crazy if he
Wait,
was
did
to.
he? No, 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 no. The defensive coordinator went there, didn't he?
Yeah, let's see. We're gonna have to fact check that. Let's see. Shane, what is it? Steichen?
That's the offensive coordinator.
Right,
Gannon
that's the
is
way you say.
the
He's the Colts.
okay. So yeah, Jonathan Gannon, the defensive coach, went to the Cardinals.
I mean, if Jalen Hurts is his guy, do you think that he could probably maybe just give up a first round, or you think the Colts are just done doing that altogether?
I think I would,
I'm sure
man,
the Eagles would take a first rounder for him. The
because you
Eagles
got
are
to think
very
if you because the Colts have the what the fourth pick.
yes. Damn, and they could actually dodge a bullet, man, by doing that. And
Because
the Colts,
what
I
it,
think the Colts do have some. I think they have money to spend, don't they?
yeah, so they give that fourth pick to the Eagles, and the Eagles draft their predecessor. Just saying,
I
might be
love
C.J.
this, man.
Stroud.
Let me see. Colts. Oh, okay, they're as Colts want C.J. Stroud. Man, who? It looks like everybody wants C.J. Stroud at this point. I actually see him. I think if the best thing for C.J. Stroud, honestly, and let's just kind of like round it off, right? I think in the big picture, honestly, I think C.J. Stroud would do better if he was a Houston Texan because they're in Houston. There's no really high expectations. Everybody understands they're in a rebuild mode. So if he goes there, he can actually start. And with D'Amico Ryans, he looks like he's smart and knows how to get everything structured and organized in a right way for him. The difference between the two, Jalen does his talking on the field. Oh, okay, I get it. You guys are crazy. People need to stop comparing Super Bowls. A quarterback by himself is not going to lead a team to the end. I don't know. Patrick Mahomes is a difference maker, man. Yeah, not a winner. Went to the Colts. He's the OC there. Thank you for that. The Eagles are getting rid of Jalen and with crying emoji.
Ain't yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Philly fans at first when they found out about Jalen, they hated him, and now they love him. Philly's a it's a unique situation, but we're starting to see that with Cowboy Nation too, right? Okay,
Yep.
fellas, I appreciate the content. I gotta go. I gotta get my what? My pit
Pitbull,
bull
Dallas.
best friend and walk him.
Oh yeah.
His pit bull's name is Dallas, I guess. Don't get fans that wanted to get Dak paid and now want a loaded team around him with weapons, salary cap guys. Butterfinger hurts. Finally,
Somebody.
somebody said, "Man, because if it was Dak, that's what that would be. Everybody
Oh,
would
they
just
would
be.
give him so much crap, man.
That's what everybody would be doing to Dak, man." But I'll tell you this: if if the Cowboys ever make a splash, I think going after C.J. Stroud, I'm not. I mean, I'm kind of like, man, I'm kind of. I like the fact that they're wanting to make a splash, but I don't think this is the year to make the splash. I think that what they should do is, maybe see if they can just kind of extend that contract to alleviate the salary cap, and like you said, let's get that offensive line really nice. Let's see if this new offensive scheme can help the Cowboys simplify it. Like you said, let's see if this year could be a better year and the Cowboys can get into the championship. And I think there, Mike McCarthy and the talk of Dak Prescott being gone, I think that's where things start clearing up. What are you seeing?
No, I'm just saying that on TikTok, he said Israel said Pat Mahomes is a difference maker.
Yeah, it really
But
is.
if the Chiefs weren't a good team, would they have one gone? It does come down to having a good team because at the end of the day, man, they had issues with that offensive line and they lost that Super Bowl.
People don't understand that too, right? Because they say that Dave Hellman, he comes out on Speak on FS1. I love his takes, man. Like, I mean, some people call him a Dak homer, but he's not a Dak homer. He just calls it how it is. He used to be a beat writer for the Dallas Cowboys, and now he's on FS1. But I like what he says. He goes, if you look when the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl against the Bucks, they lost. Why? Because their offensive line was that good. No era bueno, right? And what did they do? That off season they they rebuilt that offensive line, man. They traded for an offensive tackle, right, from Baltimore, right?
Orlando Brown Jr.,
Yep, they got him. They drafted Creed Humphrey, who was the number one sitter in the draft class.
second round.
They got him in the second round, and then they kept on adding pieces. Not Brian, out of
Bro,
Tennessee, out of Tennessee. He was supposed to go. He was actually projected to be a high draft pick. He was supposed to be a first rounder, but I think he had like a heart condition or something like that. But he was out of Tennessee. They drafted him, and he's actually starting in the guard position. Last year they drafted Niang, who was at one point people were saying a second round draft pick, and man, he stepped up. It's a young offensive line. They've done this for Patrick Mahomes, who is arguably the best, if not one of the best, and maybe will go down as the greatest quarterback of all time, right? Because he's still young and he's done way more. He's accomplished way more than Tom Brady. But getting back to the fact is, the Chiefs don't care how good Patrick Mahomes are. They went and they rebuilt him an offensive line. That's why he has all day to throw. And
yep.
if you give him all day to throw, he's gonna dice you up, man. His arm can do the rest. Um, Mike Fisher does not throw names around for the draft. Interesting. The article, I read the article. That's from Mike Fisher, sir. Last thing, if we do not trade Dak, I hope he shows out and we get the receiver around him.
Yep.
Another weapon. You can't, if you get another receiver, you can have a double teaming, triple teaming CD, and that'll help out CD. Okay, I'm out. DC for life. Love you, Black Mama. Be safe, man. Enjoy your
Be safe.
Sunday.
Yep.
Tomorrow we're gonna be talking about Matt Weltzko, the offensive tackle. Well, wait, mock draft Mondays, right? We got to pick a mock draft from somebody.
Yep.
I know Jose doesn't like him, but I'm sorry, Jose.
He doesn't.
And then on the following, we'll talk about Matt Let's go. We'll go over his scouting report, and we'll see about what kind of role he'll have with the Cowboys this year. Biden has me broke. Says if the Saints give me their fifth and the 20th pick for Dak, then I package a fifth, the 20th, 26th for the number one pick. Wow.
For who though?
I guess to get up there and get C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud. This. I don't know. Okay. I can't wait to see 3 years from now to see
That's
what these quarterbacks have done.
you see, and a lot of people don't understand that you got to give your draft picks, even though they play good, their rookie years usually they take the league by surprise, so they have really good years, and then their second year, the league has already kind of studied you, so it's a little bit harder, you know. Um, why would Dak go to Seattle? Clay Cup, no trade clause is negotiable tactic, and Biden got it. Okay, I don't know, man. I'll just tell you this.
So I'm gonna read something from TikTok. Micah Diggs Lamb calling out front office to go all in free agency. Let's see if Jerry listens. They have, man. You know Diggs calling his brother to come over. I don't know exactly who Lamb said, but I know Micah talking about Deron Payne, Calais Campbell. I mean, I don't know, man. They can feel it too. They need players if they're saying it. Why would they say that? Because they know, man, they're trying to recruit.
What is the last message on TikTok say?
The Cowboys so much. I
Mahomes
even have a
is that
picture.
dude? Yes, he is that dude.
Yeah, he is that dude. The Cowboys so much, and I even have a picture of I don't know.
Oh, okay. But everybody knows that the Niners always be cheating. Dude, they are cheaters, man. Not only that, but they're cheap shotters and all that stuff. But hey, we can obviously see why they didn't win the Super Bowl, right? I mean, karma it does exist, man. It does. Why are you laughing? Let me see.
on YouTube.
Diggs needs to pay his rent. Wow. Alex Lopez, y'all got the scouting report on Bobby Boucher, number 9.
Freaking Alex, man.
Man, I feel like Michael Parsons is that Bobby Boucher, man.
Oh man. Oh man.
Somebody wants to see your phone. Why? What do you want to see my phone for? What in the world? Anyways, so obviously that's exactly where we want to come live. We hadn't been live. We had done something a little different. For those that don't know, of course, definitely go to the link in the bio. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're doing a cap giveaway. Lyman lead the way. And we also will have some true brand caps like the one that me and Harvey have on. We do those cap giveaways as well too. And yeah, you guys should go and get your true brand if you like it.
For sure,
I
man.
believe they have a nice selection right now. You guys should go out there and get that. It's
I
definitely
I got the suede black, man. It looks nice. I can't wait to put it on. You know what though? You know what's crazy is that it's hard to find a hat that fits nice or fits comfortable. I think that's why I like the hat, man.
yeah,
That and then obviously the meaning, but it fits pretty good, man.
yeah. I'm
But
not
I
gonna.
get
This is
I
a
think
nice cap.
we have a comment. This is interesting because I think I said this in the beginning of the show on YouTube.
Corey Estrella, yes, we are going to be live during free agency and on draft day. Yes,
Yes, sir.
I mean that's all we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about prospects. We're going to be talking about right now we're reviewing last year's draft class one by one, mock draft Mondays, and then on so we alternate. It's either Wednesdays or Thursdays. What we usually do is we'll do an interactive mock draft. We've been wanting to try to do that, but definitely keep the best way to find us is make sure that I know you're on TikTok. Go find us on find the link in our bio, subscribe, turn on your notifications. You'll see when we go live. Typically we are live around 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. JJ the Mime says these XFL games are good, man. And lots of people are in the crowd. Good to know. The Rock and Danny said this is a development league to the NFL. Man,
They did say that.
dude, it is. That's why it's not gonna fail because the NFL's backing it up, just like NFL's backing up USFL. I will tell you this: I love what the Rock man. Rock got me fired up, man, when he
He
said,
did.
"This is your opportunity, man. Take advantage of it."
And no,
Um,
these games have been really good though. I've been watching them. There's some good players still. So
from what we've searched on Zeke is they're going to let him talk to some teams to see what he will get in the open market during the actual combine. So that's going to be a big time for Zeke.
I think people misunderstood the agent's comment. Like we're gonna go to the combine and see what we evaluate and see. I think it's more of teams where they see the running backs at and where their needs at and see if there's a trade partner or whatever the case may be. I think that's more to it than anything, but we'll see, man. I don't know.
Hey, but it was an interesting topic though, man. I mean, C.J. Stroud to the Cowboys, kind of crazy, right? I mean, who would have thought? But is there something that's brewing behind the scenes that nobody's seen, right? With Dak and maybe not taking a I don't want to say pay cut, but maybe an extension that would help alleviate the cap space because Cowboys need some cap space to bring in the weapons that he needs to get him past the divisional round. XFL Triple A, USFL Double A, just to let that be known. Okay, all right, I like that. Okay, I'm down with that. What did they also ask? Can we get rid of Dak though?
No,
We can't
man.
just get rid of Dak. We would need a team to take on his contract. Um, Somebody had mentioned something else. I think they were asking what time do we go live? 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Usually, I run late sometimes, so 6:30, 6:45 p.m. Central Time. Latest is 7 p.m. Central Time, but no, I've been trying my best to get on earlier. This Wednesday, I will not be available, so we will not have a live show Wednesday. Tomorrow, we do have a live show. Like I said, I will make it at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I hope to see you guys then. Anything else before we get going, man? I mean, like I said, if you are definitely on, make sure you subscribe. You'd be a part of that cap giveaway we have going on right now. And we love the subscription. Let's grow this channel together, man. Let's get to know football better. Let's have this discourse. Maybe Dak should go to the XFL and develop. Just kidding. I like Dak.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, it's going to get very interested. Was it March 16th, 15th, free agency?
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting,
It
man.
is gonna be very interesting. Are the Cowboys still America's team?
Come on now.
They're always gonna be America's
It's
team, bro.
always.
There's no other
Always.
logo like the star, man. The star. Look at that thing, man. That's beautiful. This thing right here. See that? You see this harf? That's the most beautiful thing I ever seen in my life, man.
I got mine up here on my liquor cabinet.
Right there, baby. The star, baby. The star. Hey, we appreciate you guys for joining us, man. We really do. Obviously, Mike Fisher, like we said, he works for SI. He works at the Star. That was his report. We read it. We read the article. We told you what we like about C.J. Stroud. Kind of a tiptoe kind of guy. He was to get
Yeah.
his footwork down. Maybe we have something, but C.J. Stroud kind of reminds me of Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? So why would you trade? Why would you trade for another Dak? That's my biggest question. We appreciate you. Hey, link in the bio. Subscribe into the draft cap giveaway. TikTok, be nice.
Be nice, TikTok.
We'll see you guys Monday. Hey, YouTube, we love you and we appreciate you. Hold on, we got one more kind of. What do you say? What time what time would pay Dak 49 mil this year? But be honest, guys. I guess are you asking when does that kick in? Is that what he was asking? Like when does the 49 mil kick in?
I think you already did, didn't it?
Well, it kicks in during the new year, so the new year is coming up. It's approaching pretty fast.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely look into that. Join us tomorrow. We're gonna do mock draft Monday, and then I believe Tuesday we'll go live and we will break down Matt. Well, let's go, and we're gonna go down the list. We're almost done, and then from there we're gonna start talking about these prospects, and then really break down what other teams that are picking behind us, right? Because obviously Cowboys pick 26. So in other words, based off what the teams in the second round need, we're going to see what pressure. Well, is there a little bit more pressure to go wide receiver in the first round? More pressure to go corner? more pressure to go offensive line, right? That's basically how we're gonna break this down. So we're gonna be very methodical with this approach. So that's what it is, right? And then he says team. So
What team
what
is willing
team
to
would
take?
pay Dak? Oh, okay. What team would pay Dak 49 mil this year? Be honest, guys. The Dallas Cowboys, man. That's the
That's it.
team. Hey, we love you, YouTube.
Love you guys. Keep it real.